National Signing Day. It's one of my favorite days of the year where players' dreams of playing college sports become a reality and fans get a first taste of what the future of their favorite programs might look like later on. We'll begin our Signing Day festivities at Madison Academy where Mustang players Ian Vajan signed to play at Birmingham Southern and Caden Young signed to North Alabama.
It's a growing program, and now they're D1. They're a strong D1. They move conferences to a bigger conference, and be able to start for a conference that's going to win a lot of games. It's a big deal for me because that's more film, and that's just more enjoyable experience to be able to start on a team like that.
At Athens High School, 4 more North Alabama athletes signed, with Tylen Suggs headed to Birmingham Southern to play football. Connor Beck headed to Bevel State to play baseball. Michael Kitchen on the way to Calhoun to run track and field. And Jaden Jude, he heads to Chattanooga to play receiver for the Mocs.
Wide receiver has really been my position since I was a kid, so I just felt like I just needed to play that again, and I think I could be the most successful at that position.
At Grissom High School, 4 Tigers signed their national letters of intent today, including Renzo Crutcher, who signed to play baseball at Wallace State, while Austin Griffin and Mark Howard signed to play football at Tennessee Valley Prep, and Dietrich Jones, he's headed to the SWAC to play for Mississippi Valley State.
It was real excited. I feel like I'm going to have a chance to come in and contribute early. Just what they're building down there. They're building a good team, and I'm just glad I get an opportunity to be a part of it.
At Sparkman High School, a pair of brothers signed to play at the next level, with Terrence Young signing to play football at Kentucky Wesleyan and Terrell signing with Huntingdon College.
It means a lot that he was able to sign not only to a school but an NCAA school, so it's kind of a dream that we both had, so it means the world to me.
All of those signings are just a drop in the barrel of all of the athletes who did sign today. For an ongoing list of today's signings, be sure to check out our website, WadeTV.com, under sports. On top of all of the high school signings, we also got a coach announcement out of Florence. The Falcons today welcomed in head coach Kenny Morrison to take over the Falcons program. Morrison most recently was the head coach of Fayetteville High School up in Tennessee, where he compiled a 34-4 record, including a state championship back in 2020. Signing day, as I mentioned, is also a big day for colleges as they bring in talent from across the country. And Alabama A&M is receiving high praise after head coach Connell Maynor took the transfer portal by storm, bringing in 33 players from the portal, an unprecedented number. 30 of the 38 players in this year's recruiting class already on campus.
We addressed our needs. We needed those guys on the defensive side of the ball, and the guys that we needed on the offensive side of the ball, we brought in guys who also signed a couple offensive linemen also. So we're just addressing our needs, and we feel very confident about the guys we got that joined the program, that they can come in and help us get to where we need to get to.
At North Alabama, the Lions signed 16 players on National Signing Day, including 2 North Alabama prospects in Caden Young, who you heard from earlier, and Jacoby Hurley, who signed today at Florence. The Lions welcome in a total of 21 signees and 13 transfers from the entire 2022 class. A wild and fun day across North Alabama. Coming up at 10, we talk Alabama and Auburn recruiting. That'll do it for your 6 o'clock sports film. Kate?
Thanks, Nolan. One last look at the Way 31 storm tracker early warning radar network. Showers continuing to push in from the southwest. Widespread activity tonight. Downright heavy rain in the forecast tomorrow as the cold front moves through. It's a 100% chance of rain for Thursday. Got that flood watch that starts at midnight tonight. Temperatures steady in the 50s overnight. We do hit the 60s tomorrow before temperatures crash through tomorrow night into the mid-30s, waking up Friday morning.
For 24/7 coverage you can count on, local news, breaking news, and severe weather, go to WadeTV.com.
We'll see you here back at 10.
Should you be doing these or no? I mean,
You are rolling. Do you want her to do one?
I can do one.
yeah. Why don't you do this one because this is kind of a repeat. She'll do just a 4-second.
We ready? Okay.
You are rolling.
3, 2. Heavy rain returns for Thursday. The risk for flooding as well. I'm tracking it at 10.
A little bit too long.
Too long? Okay. 3, 2. The risk for flooding is back in our forecast for Thursday, tracking it at 10.
All right, here we go in 3, 2. I'm Dan Schaefer. Coming up later tonight on Way 31 News at 10. Keep those blue recycling bins out by the curb for just a little longer. Help is on the way. Who's coming in to pick up where a recycling company left off? A new, more serious charge for a man accused of killing his wife. A local attorney tells us what that means in the case against him.
Showers overnight, heavy rain again for Thursday. I'm tracking what comes along with that cold front and the risk for flooding on Way 31 News at 10.
I thought you were asking me.
Just my part. How much time do I have?
I'm sorry. 11 seconds.
10?
11.
11. Okay.
Oh, wait. You doing the last part
It was a little short. Okay, ready? 3, 2. We keep showers overnight. Heavy rain is on the way for Thursday with the approach of a cold front. Windy, too. I'm tracking all of this and that flash flood watch on Way 31 News at 10.
Here we go in 3, 2. Local communities step up to help pick up recycling at 10.
Your package or package stuff you're doing for Black History Month.
Hey. Okay, thank you. No, it's not for Black History. It's for some other content for Monday.
Did you get your other stuff done?
No?
That you were supposed to, did you said you were
Hold on one second, Jacob. I'm sorry. Go again, Tim. Yes, we can do that. Yeah, that stuff is done. Alex is still finishing up some edits. I just have one last script I'm gonna finish tonight, and that'll be it. It starts tomorrow, so yeah.
I hope that's not framing there.
I don't know.
Is it on my phone?
No,
He's like a remote. He's like a remote.
Yeah. Because you speak louder than anybody.
So, let me try to, I think you got it in there. Yes, sir, can you hear me? Absolutely, delighted to do so.
All right. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but try this side. I think it's the opposite sides.
Okay.
But that one back here.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear what you say.
Can you hear me, Mr. Merrill? Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Good evening. How are you?
Outstanding. Outstanding. You're so kind to ask.
Thank you so much for your time this evening. We really appreciate it.
Yes, am I framed up correctly for you?
Yes, but we
or
could,
not?
if we could eliminate a little bit of the headroom, that would be great.
Okay, then that would just require me moving forward a little bit. Is that better or is that too close?
That's not too close, but we'd like to maybe eliminate a little bit more headroom if we could. If you might be able to tilt
let me do one more thing.
Yes, perfect.
Okay?
Okay. And if you'll
How's
just,
that?
Okay, and if you'll just take a slight step up.
Like right here?
Yes.
Okay?
Good? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So we're joined by Secretary of State John Merrill tonight. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. We're joined tonight by Secretary of State John Merrill. Thank you so much for your time this evening, sir. We really just want to take an opportunity to clear up some information about ERIC and the state's membership with ERIC and what people's information or how people's information is being used or isn't being used. You know why this conversation has come up now. Thank you so much for your time. So if you will just first start off by explaining for our viewers what ERIC is and who actually formed it.
Well, certainly the Electronic Registration Information Center, which is ERIC, is a process that was put in place by 7 member states several years ago to be an asset in improving election integrity by being able to check voter rolls for duplicate names, duplicate registrations, also by now checking dual participation in other states in the union in the same election cycle. So if people are actually voting twice in the same election in different states, we can identify those people, we can investigate them. If it's warranted, they can be indicted and then prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Our membership in ERIC has helped us identify more than 1.35 million ineligible voters who've actually been removed from the voter rolls because of their illegal addition to the rolls, and they should have been removed, and now they have been.
How long has the state been a member of ERIC?
Since 2016. We passed legislation in 2015 that enabled us to join this consortium Now we are one of 31 member states. Actually, we have a little greater investment than most states because we actually have a seat on the board, and we have had since we became members. So we have a greater voice than most states have as far as ERIC is concerned.
What data does ERIC collect from Alabama?
Well, ERIC has access, because we provide it, to our voter rolls, which contains all the information related to an individual that is provided by that individual on the voter rolls. However, there is a contractual agreement that is signed with the ERIC leadership that prevents them from sharing that data with anyone. As a matter of fact, when they run the cycle to compare our list to Mississippi, to Florida, to South Carolina, to other member states, then they make that information available to us and only us, so that we know we can give it the proper attention that it deserves.
Okay. So tell us what data this data includes in terms of information from each individual.
It includes your name, it includes your driver's license number, it includes your birthday, it includes your address, it includes email addresses or telephone numbers that you may provide. That's on the voter rolls, and that can be purchased by anyone in this state for 1 penny a name. But when ERIC has access to that information, they have to keep it confidential. And if they don't, then they're in breach of contractual agreement with the state of Alabama.
Okay. And so does the data that we provide include the name of every person in the state's motor vehicle database?
That information, the motor vehicle database information, is also shared in a way that allows us to check against it to see who is actually registered to vote that may have a driver's license, or if they're not registered to vote and they have a driver's license, we're able to identify those people and send them a direct contact to ask them if they want to be a registered voter in the state of Alabama. We do that on an annual basis in agreement with the contract.
So then yes, they do. That information is included.
Well, that information is information that we have access to, that we utilize, and that we provide the contact for. We do all of that in-house.
Okay. Okay. And so you provide that contact information to ERIC?
That is correct.
Yes, and that's everyone listed in the Department of Motor Vehicles database.
All the people that are registered to vote in the state of Alabama. And then we have a cooperative relationship with Alabama law enforcement agency.
Okay.
The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency does not have an individual agreement with ERIC, nor do they pay membership dues with ERIC, nor do they provide data to ERIC without cooperation with our office. And we only provide the information that's necessary or needed at that point in time.
Okay.
Now, is there a particular reason that you're asking that question?
I am asking because we're just going through some of the claims made by Wes Allen, and one of those claims was that the information that we provide includes every individual that's in the database for the motor vehicle division.
Well, some of the claims that were made by Representative Allen were in severe error, and he was wrong in some of the things he talked about the creation of ERIC. One of those is that he talked about the involvement of George Soros. George Soros has never been to an ERIC board meeting. George Soros has never had direct communication with any ERIC board member. George Soros does not know when the ERIC board meetings take place. He has never made a direct financial contribution to the creation of ERIC, nor has he ever made a direct contribution to ERIC since it has become a standalone entity that is governed by the 31 member states. So you can either say that's a misrepresentation or it's a blatant lie.
And as far as his claim about the data from the motor vehicle division, is that...
All of that information has been shared with you through the contact information that we shared with your office there in Huntsville about ERIC, its origination, and all the things that are included in that. So that's in that information that we've already provided.
And does the membership, Mr. Merrill, require providing data on minors or children approaching voter age at all?
No, because people that are minors can't vote. And so we do not contact people that are under the age of 18 years of age because they can't register to vote.
Yes, and I
Only
read...
people who are 18 can register to vote in the state of Alabama.
Right, right. Is any of the data during transmission, is it encrypted at all?
all of the information is secured, and it has to remain secured when it is with Eric, and then it's properly disposed of once that particular aspect of that cooperative effort has been completed. That's the reason we have a recurring agreement and a recurring time with them in an annual basis.
Okay. How often do we provide that data? Is it just once a year?
On an annual basis.
So it is not every 60 days.
Well, there's a number of changes that occur and a number of contacts that occur with Eric on a consistent basis for different purposes, just like the information is provided from them to us on removing dead voters from the voter rolls. And those are things, the things that are able to be done with Eric cannot be done in any other way from the state of Alabama or any other state in the union. That was attempted by Chris Kobach and the state of Kansas and the Kansas Interstate Cross-Check Program, which was the original program that was designed for this purpose. But that program no longer exists. This is the only cross-check program that exists in the nation for voter registration and voter participation and dual participation from any state in the union. That's why it's so valuable.
How are people in the state informed that their information is being provided to Eric?
People in the state are not given notice that that occurs. That's done through the Office of the Secretary of State, and it's done with voter rolls that we have access to. We passed that legislation in 2015 that enables us to share that data with other states, and that's what we do. And we can do it as frequently as we choose to, because that's what the law allows us to do.
Yes. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
That information is not sold. That information is not sold. That information is not transmitted. It is not shared with anyone except in accordance with state law.
How much is the membership cost? What
$25,000.
Okay, and that's just on an annual basis. And this is taxpayer funded?
Of course it is taxpayer funded. All the money that comes through the Office of the Secretary of State comes from taxpayers.
Right. And so is the state...
And all this information is included in the data that was sent to you by our press secretary, Cameron Mixon.
Is the state saving money by having this membership? If so, how much would you say, and what do you see as some of the other benefits of the membership other than some of those that you've already mentioned?
I don't know what you mean by saving money, because there's no other way that this work could be done. You could spend millions and millions and millions of dollars and still not be able to accomplish the goal that's accomplished with Eric when we are able to identify people that need to be removed from the voter rolls, and then we actually remove those people from the rolls for dual participation or dual registration.
Okay. All right. So do you get reports from Eric as well? Can you talk about some of the reports that you get from them and what they are?
I don't get the reports. The reports go to our elections division, because those are the individuals that transmit it to the 201 registrars in the 67 counties, and they're the ones that actually take action.
Okay, so do you think the state should maintain this membership?
Obviously, they should. There's no other organization or entity in the United States of America that can do the work that's currently being done to secure our elections through this process in an accountable, transparent manner. And this is one tool that we utilize to continue to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat in Alabama.
Eric requires each chief elections official, as you know, to designate a member representative to their board of directors. Who is that person for us here?
Or that individual can serve him or herself. And I elected to appoint our director of elections. That individual is Clay Helms.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to share in order to clear up some of this misinformation about Eric as far as our state is concerned? Anything you think is important?
Absolutely. I think the most important thing for your viewers to know is that Eric is the only product in the United States. Eric is the only organization in the United States that can produce a product that allows us to know who should be removed from the voter rolls because of dual registration or dual participation. There is no other entity that exists in the United States that will enable that information to be available to any member state or any state that's not a member. And states that are not members do not get access to that data.
Okay. All right. All right. John Merrill, Secretary of State, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you for having me as your guest.
Thank you.
We're clear.
Thank you again, sir, for your time.
Yes, ma'am.